WRPB, WRPB Studios. With me is Mario Cruzet.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're with a company, and I have to get this out, and I'll probably screw it up. So just deal with it, guys. KinesioLogic?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Okay, so before I even get into anything else, what the heck is KinesioLogic?
So kinesio is movement, and then logic is logic or rational movement. I really
Okay,
got it because I wanted to people to move better and move more.
okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, what is KinesioLogic? What do you do within your company?
So we focus on performance training for sports, and that'll be recreational or pro. We have a lot of pickleball players within the region now in Florida, and a lot of golfers, and I work with a lot of them to prevent injury and improve performance.
Okay, so pickleball, that's like came into this scene not really that long ago.
Yeah.
And do you play?
I play not as much as I should, but I play a little bit.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, you golf too?
No, no golf.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I don't golf either. All right, so how long have you been around the industry?
11 years.
Okay, what got you into it? I mean, why?
So I started working out. I used to be out of shape, and I started working out, and I just grew a passion for it. And I did get a lot of injuries. I don't want to say a lot of injuries, but a few injuries along the way by negligence or by being uneducated. And as I did more research and got more knowledge, I was like, hey, I can probably help some people with this.
And you besides being around it for 11 years, you're also a physical therapist assistant?
Yeah, physical therapist assistant.
So you already know what's going on in someone's body, I would guess.
Yes, we do an assessment before we even implement a program,
Hmm.
and then from there, if the individual is has some kind of dysfunction, I would definitely refer them out if it's a medical, like a medical problem. Like we deal with more of prevention, so injury prevention and strength and power.
Okay, so here's my question, and I ask it of everybody who's in that health, physical fitness type scenario. I lost 40% of my lung function, so I only have 60%. Problem one. Problem two, I had triple heart attack and triple bypass. And problem three, last year I had two strokes. Do you make a program to fit people like me who have all those issues?
Absolutely. First, we would make sure you're okay with the doctor, with your doctor, with us implementing an exercise program with your doctor.
Right.
So we also can give you a form that you give to your doctor, and if he gives us the okay, then we can definitely work with you. And we won't do anything strenuous, and everything is monitored. You see, I'm wearing a smartwatch. I see you're wearing a smartwatch too.
Yep.
We record everything. So if it's your heart rate, oxygen, we have it here. And my company, we use an app-based program. So all our exercises is through our application, and we also can record your biometrics through there. So your heart rate, and VO2 max, and
So for me, okay, who have less lung function, and who had the strokes, that's the reason I wear this watch because it has fall detection.
yes.
And when you have a stroke, timing is everything. So for me, I'm not a big jewelry wearer. I haven't worn a watch until I had the strokes,
Yeah.
and now I'm kind of forced to wear
Yeah.
a watch. But they really serve good purpose.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and obviously you've brought technology to within your company.
Yes.
So when you started to today, have you seen a lot of changes in what you do?
Yes. So the health and wellness industry is always evolving. Like you said, technology has made a big influence on that. And there's just so much more science in prevention and in mobility. Before it was everybody was in the gym, they were like bodybuilders.
Right.
Everybody was just lifting heavy and getting strong. Versus now, it's really more of the end game, like longevity. Staying healthy, staying mobile, being able to crouch down and pick up your kids or play with your kids.
Oh, so they say when you get to my age, if you're going to pick something off the floor, have a plan to get back up.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that fixable? Like, because I have all these issues?
You don't want to say fixable, but we can get better.
Okay,
So, because obviously everybody's different. Like you said, you have a lot of comorbidities that we can work around. But we would kind of work to see what you can do first. So, how long can you walk? That's would be my first question. Can you walk the mall, or do you need to take breaks and things like that? And I'll be part of the assessment process. And from there, we can go, okay, we can probably do a little bit of maybe 5 minutes on the treadmill, maybe 5 minutes on the recumbent bike, depending on your exercise
Can
level.
I pay someone to do it for me?
No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
I thought that would work for me.
Yeah.
So I decide that I want to utilize your services. So I give you a call, and we have a consultation.
Yes.
And what does that consultation involve?
So we're going to discuss your goals. We're going to discuss why are you seeking training, right? And some people say they want to lose weight, or they have a wedding coming up, or they just want to get overall more mobile. I get a lot of that from golfers really suffer from a lot of back pain, and they're like, I don't know why I'm so stiff, and it's because they're not mobile enough. So from there, we discuss your goals. I'll check heart rate, I'll check your blood pressure, making sure that you're good at resting. And then from there, we can perform a performance assessment where we either do like a walk test, and I judge and I test your heart rate to see if you're within the normal ranges, or if you're like, your heart rate's going really, really high, and all we did was just a little bit of walking, then I'll be okay, we need to rest and sit down. And then if it's something like that, I would probably refer you out if it's something very major.
Right.
Like you can't walk from here to the bathroom. I'll be like, okay, maybe you need physical therapy, or you need to speak to somebody else.
When I lost, in 2010, when I had the lung illness, and I was 28 days in a hospital bed, and, I'm a guy, so we're not that smart. And I got out of the hospital, they said, you should go to physical therapy and rehab. And I said, no, I got this. Well, I didn't know that muscles atrophy as bad as they do.
Yes.
And I remember I walked and whatever, it was a little hard because of breathing, but I was walking my dog and I fell.
Oh.
And I couldn't get up because my leg muscles were not strong enough. I had to crawl over to a car and use my arms because my arms were so strong. But I don't think people realize how important what you teach is to stay mobile, and I'm using the word fit enough to, as silly as it sounds to a lot of people, to get up once you bend down.
Yes.
Okay?
Correct.
And that becomes an issue, and a bigger issue as you get older.
Yes, absolutely.
So within your programs, do you adjust the program for someone's age too?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So I know that you came in with what's sitting on the table here.
Yeah, this is a modality, exercise modality is mainly for mobility and strength and flexibility. It's called a stick mobility stick. It's a flexible plastic stick, and it has grips at the end. So
Does it bend? I mean, like that?
It won't bend. It won't bend, but you can try and bend it,
Right.
and that'll create an isometric contraction through the muscles. With the grips, it gives you kinesthetic awareness, so you can feel the grip, and you're like, oh wow, you're getting that feedback right into the brain.
Really?
Yeah. So we can do where you're trying to shorten the stick. So this stick is like, I think 4 foot. You're trying to make it 3 foot, so you're gonna go and press it. And I'm only giving it 30% tension here.
Right.
And then we can relax. And there you're working out the frontal line of your body, the chest and arms.
Okay, so but nothing is really moving, right?
No, but if I wanted to go harder, so if I wanted, let's say I'm priming for like a bench pressing or a chest press exercise,
Right.
I would start here, press it out as I'm trying to shorten the stick, and now I'm trying to bend it. And you can see I'm trying to bend it, but it's not really bending. It's not meant to bend.
Right.
And then come back and relax. And that alone, I'm sweating just for doing that.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. The further out you go, the harder or the easier?
Well, for this particular exercise, since
Right.
we're doing a chest press, you want to keep it at shoulder width. Because when we normally chest press, you want to keep it shoulder width, so a little. Yeah, that's good there. And then go ahead and try and shorten the stick a little bit. Give it like 20%. And breathe normal. Don't hold your breath.
Why do we feel that we have to hold our breath when we do stuff like that?
It's whenever we do a strenuous move, and some bodybuilders do it, some people in strength conditioning do it, it's called the Valsalva maneuver.
Okay.
We do that intra-abdominal pressure to lift really, really heavy and be able to forcefully do that. But for our cases, we don't want to do that because it can lower your blood pressure.
I need my blood pressure lower. Now, I feel that right here more than anywhere. Okay.
Are you squeezing into the chest, and are you trying to bend the stick a little bit? So you're trying to
So
You're trying to shorten the stick by pushing your arms together.
Okay, so still most of what I feel
Yeah.
is here.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's interesting for me because I feel it here too, but the majority is felt like right here.
Yeah.
So this is a 4 foot stick, you said, right?
Yes.
Now I've seen when you walked in the door here, you had longer ones.
Yeah, they're two 6 foot sticks, and with those we can do more of a mobility work through the to the core, and that's where we really work with our golfers, because a lot of the golfers they try to get the swing and they don't really have enough mobility. So with
Right.
this stick, what you can do, you can go to your range of motion, and then since it's flexible, you can actually push a little further and hold that stretch. So you're actively stretching instead of a
So are
passive
you
stretch.
holding it like to your chest and then
Well,
turn
for
it?
this one, we can actually do this one sitting since it's the smaller stick. You can actually either hold it out here and
Right.
just kind of rotate. And then make sure, since your hips are stable on the chair, make sure they're stable and then come back. And then we can do the other side. And you should feel a good stretch in the back and the neck area, as long as you don't have any back issues.
Well, that's everybody. We live in Florida. Everybody in Florida has a back issue.
Well, yeah, but as long as you don't have no major back issues, this won't bother you. It'll actually make you feel better because you're getting that range of motion, and that even works when we're backing up, looking behind the car.
Yeah.
So that's a great exercise to warm up.
So I have this consultation and we work out a plan.
Yes.
And you come to my house, let's just say, and most of the programs are how long?
So it really depends on your exercise activity, your exercise tolerance, and your exercise activity experience. It's mainly 45 minutes to an hour.
Right.
Focusing more on that hour, and then it's very instructional, but you're moving. You're always moving. You're never really just staying there. Like I'm a talker, so I'll talk throughout the whole session, but you're always moving. You're always doing one exercise or the other.
So when I got done with the strokes and the surgery, I decided I'm going to take all the clothes that are hanging on my treadmill, because that's what treadmill ends up being,
Mm-hmm.
and start doing it. So I think I did like the first time 3 minutes, and I was out of breath and whatever. And then I did like 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm up to like almost 18 minutes. Is that the right way to do it so you don't overdo it?
Absolutely. But we also use like I said, everything's monitored through our watches. So we use a heart rate system where we do stages. So stage 1 is like your baseline stage where you keep your heart rate within, for example, I'll give you my heart rate. My baseline will be like maybe 100. So I'm keeping my heart rate within 100. I'm not going past that. Then we go to stage 2. That's a bigger threshold. So then we'll up the ante, and now we're going a little faster, a little more strenuous. And in stage 3, we really leave that for like athletic individuals who are
Right.
trying to build power and strength, like football players.
All right. As we get to the top of time, how do people find you? Do you have a website?
Yes, my website is KinesioLogicFitness.com.
And that's with a K.
With a K, yes. Kinesio is movement, and logic is logic or rational movement is where I got the idea from.
Okay. And of course, on the screen is your phone number,
Yeah.
so people will know it, because sometimes we don't always remember our phone numbers.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
You know. So, what areas do you work? Where do you go from where to where?
From St. Lucie, Jensen, all the way to Port Salerno.
Okay,
So,
so,
like,
into Martin County,
into Martin County and St. Lucie.
Stewart,
Yes.
that whole area.
Yeah.
Do you go north of Port St. Lucie? Like
No, I haven't expanded yet, but as soon as I get a few more trainers on my side, we'll definitely
Okay.
be expanding a little bit.
Everybody, I'm going to tell you this because I told you a million times. Use a professional, okay? If for nothing else, at least to get started and get the right path. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but exercising could be very dangerous if you're not doing it properly.
Absolutely. So, like you mentioned with yourself, I wouldn't even start with anything standing, especially with the stick mobility. We can actually do a lot of the stick mobility exercises sitting in a chair.
Okay, so I have to ask you this. Do you believe, and I guess it's outside your wheelhouse maybe, that yoga is a good thing to do for people?
Yes, with a good instructor. I've had a few individuals that have gotten hurt doing yoga. But then again, it's like, it's probably not the instructor's fault. It's because the instructor's probably teaching a class of 20, and it's that one individual all the way in the back that wasn't in the correct form and injured their shoulder or their neck. I do caution people with headstands,
Mm-hmm.
like that position where people are on their head,
Right.
because that causes a lot of compression through the neck. But that's it. That's all I have on that. But yoga is definitely a great exercise.
But similar to what you do, everybody's ability is different.
Yes, absolutely.
And that is why I so say you need a professional.
Yes.
Don't go on the internet and look, okay? Go face to face with somebody, even if it's not taking away from you, but even if it's not long term,
Yeah.
at least get the right path to go. Because the truth of the matter is, once you get the right path to go and you have a connection with your trainer, okay, you're going to keep going because you want to keep that maintenance of where you've gotten
Absolutely.
moving forward. With that, Mario, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody, use a professional, okay? The internet is not a place. It might be a place to learn how to fix a hole in the wall, but this is your body and your health. So important to use a professional. With that, we'll be right back.